Hey everyone, welcome back to another deep dive.
Yeah.
Today we are looking at the world of billionaires.
Mm.
Specifically, we got some data from the Forbes 2024 Billionaire List.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, the numbers are pretty crazy.
Yeah.
You ready for some big surprises, I think, as we break down who's at the top
Yeah.
and how they got there and what it all means.
For sure. I mean, it is truly a remarkable time.
Yeah.
We're seeing a record-breaking 2,781 billionaires globally,
Wow.
a jump of 141 from last year.
Really?
So that's a pretty significant leap, and their combined wealth is a staggering $14.2 trillion. Wow.
Yeah.
A $2 trillion increase from 2023.
Goodness.
So even more striking, 2/3 of these individuals saw their fortunes increase over the past year.
Okay, so things are good for the billionaire class.
Absolutely.
I'm already feeling a little dizzy from these numbers.
Yeah.
Let's start with the top dogs.
Okay.
All right, so the list is led by Bernard Arnault and family with a mind-blowing $233 billion. They're the force behind the LVMH empire.
Yeah.
You know, known for its luxury brands like Louis Vuitton, Sephora.
Right.
What's the takeaway here?
Well, Arnault's dominance in luxury goods highlights a key trend, even with economic uncertainties.
Yeah.
You know, we're seeing that the ultra-wealthy continue to spend lavishly.
Right.
Luxury goods remain a powerful symbol of status and success,
Yeah.
driving huge profits for those who cater to this elite market.
So while many are feeling the pinch,
Right.
the market for high-end goods is booming.
Absolutely.
It makes you think, doesn't it?
For sure.
Okay, let's move on to some more familiar faces in the tech world.
Okay.
We've got Elon Musk holding strong at number 2 with $195 billion, primarily from his innovations in the automotive sector.
Right.
Jeff Bezos right behind him at $194 billion, built on his empire of technology, and of course, Amazon.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that the top 5 billionaires are all from the tech sector
Right.
really underscores the power of the digital revolution.
Yeah.
In shaping global wealth, I mean, these individuals have tapped into the global reach of technology, creating platforms and products used by billions.
Yeah.
And this kind of scale translates to unprecedented wealth creation.
It's really amazing to think how technology has created such a dramatic shift in wealth generation.
Yeah,
We're seeing it play out right before our eyes.
exactly.
Rounding out the top 5, we got Mark Zuckerberg coming in at number 4 with $177 billion, and Larry Ellison with $141 billion. I'm curious, when you look at these figures,
Yeah.
what stands out to you the most?
What's fascinating to me is the sheer concentration of wealth in the hands of so few.
Yeah.
I mean, these 5 individuals alone hold more wealth
Yeah.
than many entire nations.
It's crazy.
It really does beg the question, what are the potential consequences, both positive and negative,
Yeah.
of such concentrated wealth?
It's a question we'll definitely be exploring further.
Yes.
But for now, let's zoom out a little bit.
Okay.
See the geographic breakdown of this billionaire boom.
That's right.
No surprise here. The United States takes the top spot with a record-breaking 813 billionaires,
Wow.
boasting a combined wealth of $5.7 trillion.
That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
What do you attribute this U.S. dominance to?
Well, it can be attributed to several factors. It has a robust economy, a thriving tech sector,
Yeah.
and a well-established financial system
Right.
that attracts and protects wealth.
Right.
This environment has created fertile ground for entrepreneurial success,
Yeah.
which in turn fuels the growth of the billionaire class.
So it's not just luck, it's the entire ecosystem.
Exactly. It's a combination of factors that come together
Right.
to create this environment.
Coming in second is China. Although they've experienced a bit of a downturn this year due to struggles in the real estate market,
Right.
They still have a significant number of billionaires, 473 to be exact.
Yeah.
But their combined wealth has taken a hit, dropping about $300 billion from last year.
Well, this downturn highlights the interconnectedness of global markets and the vulnerability of even the wealthiest individuals
Yeah.
to economic shifts. It also underscores the importance of diversifying investments
Right.
and adapting to changing circumstances.
It's a good reminder that fortunes can be fickle even for those at the top.
Absolutely.
Now, here's a development that caught my eye. India is emerging as a major player
Oh,
in
yeah.
the billionaire landscape, boasting a record 200 billionaires this year.
Wow.
What do you make of that?
Well, India's rise is a testament to its remarkable economic growth
Yeah.
and the emergence of successful entrepreneurs across various sectors. I mean, this shift in global wealth distribution
Right?
signals the increasing influence of developing nations
Yeah,
in shaping the future of the global economy.
absolutely. It's a dynamic world out there.
It really is.
Are you surprised by any of these geographic trends?
What intrigues me is the contrast between the continued dominance of
Yeah.
the US and China and the emergence of new powerhouses like India.
Right.
This evolving landscape suggests that wealth creation is becoming more geographically diverse,
Yeah.
which could have significant implications for global power dynamics in the years to come.
It definitely makes you wonder how the balance of wealth and influence will shift in the future.
Absolutely.
Now let's take a closer look at the industries that are minting these modern-day Midas figures.
Okay.
Unsurprisingly, technology continues to be a wealth-generating machine, as evidenced by the tech-heavy lineup of the top 5 richest individuals.
Yeah, the digital revolution has created unprecedented opportunities for wealth creation.
Right.
And we're seeing that reflected in the fortunes of tech giants.
Yeah.
However, it's not just about Silicon Valley.
Right.
Fashion and retail are also major players in the billionaire game,
Oh,
with names like Arnault, Ortega, and the Waltons holding top spots.
it's fascinating how those seemingly traditional industries are
Yeah.
still generating such enormous wealth. It speaks to the enduring power of consumerism
Absolutely.
and the brands that successfully cater to our design.
I mean,
whims.
those industries have always been strong,
Right.
but they've adapted and evolved
Yeah.
to stay relevant in the modern world.
Now, let's not forget about the rise of new wealth in sectors like renewable energy and AI. This surge in new billionaires suggests a growing global interest
Right.
in sustainability and technological advancement,
Yeah.
indicating a shift towards investments that are not just about profits,
Mm-hmm.
but also about making a positive impact on the world.
It's an encouraging sign
Right.
that wealth creation is becoming increasingly aligned with broader societal goals.
It is an exciting shift to see. But enough about the big picture for now. Let's spice things up with some intriguing details from the list.
Oh, okay. Let's dive into the specifics.
I think you'll find these little nuggets really bring the data to life.
I'm all ears. I always find the individual stories behind the numbers fascinating.
Yeah.
It's a glimpse into the diverse paths
Right.
to extraordinary wealth and the personalities that shape these industries.
Okay, so for instance, we have some notable newcomers to the Billionaire List this year.
Okay.
Pop icon, Taylor Swift basketball legend, Magic Johnson, and shoe designer extraordinaire, Christian Louboutin.
Wow. That's quite a diverse group.
Yes.
From music and sports to high-end fashion, it showcases the varied avenues to extraordinary wealth.
Yeah.
It's a testament to the power of talent, entrepreneurship, and of course, a good dose of market savvy.
And get this, there are even teenagers on the list.
Teenagers.
It truly highlights the rapid pace of wealth accumulation in certain sectors,
Yeah.
particularly in the tech world, where young innovators are disrupting industries and creating entirely new markets.
The emergence of young billionaires is a fascinating phenomenon.
Yeah,
These individuals are often at the forefront of innovation,
right.
challenging traditional business models and capitalizing on emerging technologies.
Yeah.
They represent a new generation of wealth creators who are rewriting the rules of the game.
It's truly remarkable. And speaking of bouncing back, remember crypto?
Oh, yeah.
After a period of volatility, crypto billionaires are back in the game,
Yeah.
riding the wave of renewed interest in digital currencies.
The resurgence of crypto billionaires demonstrates the volatile nature of this market.
For sure.
It's a high-risk, high-reward space.
Yeah.
And those who navigate it successfully can reap enormous profits.
Right.
However, it's important to remember that this market is still relatively young
Yeah.
and subject to significant fluctuations.
It's definitely a wild ride.
It is.
Of course, we also have to acknowledge those who've dropped off the billionaire list.
Right.
Whether due to bankruptcy, changing market dynamics, or shifts in their industries.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that fortunes can change quickly, even in the world of the super rich.
The stories of those who lose their billionaire status are often just as intriguing as those who climb the ranks.
Right.
They highlight the importance of adaptability, resilience. Yeah.
And in some cases, perhaps a touch of humility.
Right.
After all, even in the realm of extraordinary wealth, nothing is guaranteed.
It's a good reminder that fortunes can be fickle even for those at the top.
Yeah.
Before we move on, I have to ask, what's your biggest takeaway from
Yeah.
all these incredible details?
You know what strikes me is the sheer diversity of paths
Yeah.
to extraordinary wealth.
Yeah.
It's not just about inheritance or
Right.
a single lucky break.
Mm-hmm.
It's about talent,
Right.
hard work,
Yeah.
a keen eye for opportunity,
Mm-hmm.
and yes, sometimes a bit of luck.
Sure.
But more importantly,
Yeah.
it highlights the dynamic and constantly evolving nature
Right.
of wealth creation in the 21st century.
That's a great point. It's not a static world. It's constantly in flux with new players emerging, fortunes shifting,
Yeah.
and industries transforming.
Exactly. And this dynamism makes the world of billionaires all the more fascinating to explore.
Absolutely.
But as we delve deeper,
It's important to move beyond the numbers
mm-hmm.
and consider the broader implications of such vast wealth.
That's a perfect segue to our next segment where we'll tackle the so what factor.
Okay.
We've seen the numbers.
Yeah.
We've met the players.
Right.
We've explored the industries. But what does it all mean?
Right. Good big question.
What are the broader implications
Yeah.
of this concentration of wealth in the hands of so few?
That's what we need to unpack.
Exactly.
That's the key question, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've seen the staggering wealth,
Right.
but what does it actually mean for the world?
Right.
How does this billionaire boom impact issues like inequality, innovation, and the global economy? That's what we need to unpack.
Exactly. It's easy to get caught up in the numbers.
Yeah,
But the real discussion starts when we examine the impact of this wealth.
for sure.
So let's dive into the so what factor.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on the broader implications
Yeah.
of such concentrated wealth in the hands of so few?
It's a complex issue with no easy answers.
Right.
There are both positive and negative aspects to consider.
Okay.
On the one hand, billionaires can be powerful drivers of innovation and investment.
Yeah.
They have the resources to fund groundbreaking research, support emerging industries,
Right.
and tackle social challenges that others might shy away from.
We've seen examples of this with figures like Bill Gates, who has dedicated a significant portion of his wealth to combating global health issues,
Right.
and Elon Musk, who is pushing the boundaries of space exploration and renewable energy.
Exact.
They're using their fortunes to pursue ambitious goals that could benefit humanity as a whole.
Precisely. Their investments can create jobs,
Right.
stimulate economic growth,
Mm-hmm.
and lead to advancements that improve our lives in countless ways.
Yeah.
However, the flip side of this coin is the widening gap
Right.
between the ultra-wealthy and everyone else.
That's the part that troubles me. It's hard to ignore the stark contrast
Yeah.
between the opulence of the billionaire lifestyle
Right.
and the struggles faced by so many around the world.
Absolutely.
It raises concerns about fairness, social mobility,
Yeah.
and whether the benefits of economic growth are being shared equitably.
You've hit on a crucial point. This growing disparity can fuel social unrest,
Yeah.
erode trust in institutions,
Mm-hmm.
and create a system where opportunities are increasingly concentrated
Right.
among a privileged few. It's a trend that can have far-reaching consequences for the stability and well-being of societies.
It makes you wonder if we're heading towards a world where a small group of billionaires
Right.
holds an increasingly disproportionate amount of power and influence.
It's a valid concern.
Yeah.
And as this wealth gap widens, so too does the potential for these disparities to be passed down through generations,
Right.
creating a cycle of inherited advantage that further solidifies the divide.
Yeah.
It raises questions about whether we're moving away from a society based on meritocracy and equal opportunity. That's a sobering thought. It suggests that we need to carefully consider the long-term consequences of such concentrated wealth and power. What steps can be taken to address this growing disparity and ensure a more equitable distribution of wealth?
There's no single solution.
Right.
But addressing this issue requires a multifaceted approach.
Okay.
It involves promoting policies that encourage broader economic participation, investing in education and job training programs,
Right.
and ensuring a fair and progressive tax system that asks those with the most
Yeah.
to contribute a greater share to support essential public services.
It sounds like a complex balancing act.
It is.
We want to encourage innovation and wealth creation,
Right.
but we also need to ensure that the benefits of economic growth are shared more broadly.
Exactly. It's about finding a sustainable path that fosters both prosperity and fairness.
Yeah.
It requires a willingness to engage in open and honest conversations about the role of wealth in society,
Right.
the responsibilities that come with it.
And the steps we can collectively take to create a more equitable and just world.
That's a powerful message. Yeah. This deep dive has certainly been thought-provoking.
Yeah.
It's made me realize that simply listing the names and numbers on the billionaire list
Right.
doesn't tell the whole story.
No, it doesn't.
We need to delve deeper, examine the trends,
Yeah.
and confront the complex questions surrounding wealth and its impact on society.
I completely agree. Understanding the nuances of this topic requires us to move beyond the surface and grapple with the ethical, social, and economic dimensions of extreme wealth.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing that wealth is not just about personal gain. It's a powerful force that shapes our world and influences the lives of everyone, whether they're on the billionaire list or not.
Well said. This deep dive has definitely challenged my thinking.
Good.
Before we wrap up, I'd like to recap some of the most mind-blowing takeaways from our exploration of the 2024 billionaire list. Firstly, the sheer number of billionaires and the staggering amount of wealth they hold is simply astonishing.
It is.
It's a trend that seems to be accelerating.
It's a phenomenon that demands our attention. It compels us to examine the systems and structures that contribute to such concentrated wealth.
Right.
And to consider the ethical responsibilities that come with immense fortune. It's a conversation that needs to happen at all levels of society.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We've seen how technology, fashion, and retail, and even emerging sectors like renewable energy and AI are driving this wealth creation.
Absolutely.
It's a dynamic landscape where fortunes can be made and lost quickly.
Yeah, for sure.
And while billionaires can be drivers of innovation and progress, we can't ignore the potential consequences of such a vast wealth gap.
It's a complex issue that requires thoughtful analysis.
Yeah.
And a commitment to finding solutions that promote a more equitable and sustainable future.
Right.
We need to move beyond simply acknowledging the problem and start exploring concrete actions that can lead to meaningful change.
It's a call to action for all of us.
Absolutely.
And on that note, I want to leave our listeners with a final thought-provoking question to ponder.
Okay.
If you were a billionaire,
Yeah.
how would you use your wealth to make a positive impact on the world? What legacy would you want to leave behind?
It's a question that challenges us to think beyond our own immediate circumstances.
Yeah.
And to envision a future where wealth is used as a force for good,
Right.
a catalyst for positive change that benefits all of humanity.
Right.
It's an invitation to imagine a world where wealth is not just about personal accumulation,
Right.
but about shared prosperity and collective well-being.
It's a powerful question that I hope will spark some meaningful reflection.
Yeah, too.
Real.
It really does make you think about the possibilities.
Yeah.
You know, it's a reminder that wealth at its core is a tool. And like any tool, it can be used for good or ill.
Yeah, it all comes down to choices, doesn't it?
It does.
The choices that those with wealth make
Right.
have a ripple effect impacting the lives of countless others.
Exactly. And those choices shape the kind of world we live in.
Right.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into the world of billionaires,
Yeah.
I hope we've sparked some new ideas and perspectives for you. You know, it's not just about knowing who's on the list
Right.
and how much they're worth. It's about understanding the complex dynamics of wealth creation,
Right.
the implications of wealth concentration,
Yeah.
and the choices we can all make regardless of our own financial status
Right.
to create a more equitable and sustainable world.
This has been such an insightful conversation.
Yeah, it has.
I have a feeling I'll be looking at those Forbes lists with a whole new lens from now on.
I hope so. It's easy to get swept up in the glamour and intrigue of the billionaire lifestyle.
Yeah.
But the real insights lie in understanding the forces that shape this world and the choices that determine its impact on society.
Well said. And on that note, we've reached the end of our deep dive into the world of billionaires.
Yeah.
It's been a wild ride exploring the industries,
It has.
the individuals, and the broader implications of this fascinating phenomenon.
I've enjoyed our exploration.
Me too.
It's been a thought-provoking journey that I hope has challenged our assumptions, sparked our curiosity,
Yeah.
and left us with a deeper understanding of the complex relationship between wealth, power, and society.
I think we've all learned a thing or two today.
Absolutely.
Remember, keep those aha moments coming.
Yeah.
And as always, thanks for joining us on the deep dive. What impact will today's tech titans have on the future? And what will their story tell generations to come?